And then on your next inhale, start to bring yourself back to tabletop. Spread your fingers, stack your hips over your knees, and then sink the belly low on an inhale. Lift the heart, draw your shoulders back. On your exhale, start to press into your mat. Lift your whole spine, chin goes towards your chest. Inhale, lower your belly, lift your heart. Exhale, press. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. Really push the mat away from you. Really push it away, chin the chest. A few more rounds. Add anything into the movement that feels organic to your body. And then bring yourself to neutral spine, neutral tabletop. Inhale, bring the right arm, lift it to the sky. Exhale, take the right shoulder down, right cheek down. Walk your left hand towards the top of your mat and spiral your left shoulder towards the earth, squaring the shoulders. On your next inhale, just start to press your left hand into the mat. Lift yourself all the way up. Move your hips a little bit. And then other side. We'll take the left arm all the way to the sky. The left shoulder goes down, left cheek. And then just tiptoe or walk the right hand towards the top of your mat. Spiral your right armpit towards earth. Press into your right hand just a little bit. Inhale, walk the right hand towards your body. Lift yourself all the way back into tabletop. Move your hips to anything that feels good. And then lower the belly on an inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, press. Inhale, cow spine. Exhale, cat spine. Inhale, cow spine. And then exhale, cat spine. Bring yourself back to a neutral tabletop. Walk your hands just a little bit further towards the top of your mat. Hinge a little bit over your wrists. And then start to lower your belly down to your mat. Forehead goes down. Just put your legs behind you. Bring your hands next to your side ribs so your elbows point up. Tops of your feet press into your mat. And then inhale, start to rise into cobra. Baby cobra. So lighten the fingertips. Bring your shoulders back. Squeeze your shoulder blades. And your elbow points towards your hips. And then forehead to mat. Lower down. One more time. Inhale, lift the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades. And then exhale, roll towards your mat. Inhale, press up with your knees. Child's pose, take your hips back. This time in your child's pose, just start to rock from right to left, just getting in to the hips a little bit deeper, massaging the hips. And then walk your hands to the right corner of your mat. Left hand go on top of your right. And then breathe into the whole left side ribs, left lung. Walk it back to center. And then take both arms to the left corner. Right hand goes on top of left if you can reach. And then just anchor into the right hip. Breathe into the right lung. Open the right rib cage. Inhale, bring yourself back to center. Exhale here. Inhale, start to rise, bringing yourself back to your tabletop. And then bring your hands forward and then sort of just hinge and lower your hips. Lift your chest. Lift your hips, bring yourself back to tabletop, and then move them, sway them. Flip the toes, and then just hover the knees about 2 to 3 inches from your mat. Press into your hands and engage your core. And then slowly start to bring your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Once you're in your downward facing dog, just start to pedal it out and do any kind of movements that you typically do, or any movements that you don't typically do. Start to walk it out. Press into your hands, press into your heels. Moving the body and doing an assessment here. How does the body feel? How does the back of the legs feel? Where are you at right now? A few more breaths here. And then on an inhale, pick up the right foot, bring the right foot through, place between the hands, and then lower the left knee down. If you have blocks next to your sides, you can use the blocks to lift your hands. And then lift the heart, just take your shoulder blades back in this low lunge. Just feel the stretch. And then start to move your hips back, half splits. Chin goes towards your chest. Release the back of your neck. And breathe into the whole right leg, right hip. Inhale, roll it forward, back into your low lunge. And then exhale, take your right leg back into tabletop. So we're back into our tabletop. Lower the belly on an inhale. Exhale, press. Inhale, neutral spine. Walk your hands just slightly above. And then hinge forward. Hinge over your wrists. And then lower belly down to the earth. Hands go next to side ribs. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, lower. One more cobra, inhale. Maybe you lift a little bit higher. Maybe you go into upward facing dog. And then exhale, lower. Inhale, press back to your knees. And then exhale, this time flip the toes, downward facing dog. Feel free to move freely again in this pose as we are still warming up the back of our legs. And then on your next inhale, pick up your left foot, bring it through, plant between your hands, and then lower the right knee down to your mat. Hands go in blocks, or you can tent the hands, and then roll the shoulders back, gaze forward. Exhale, take it back, walk your hands back, take your hips back. Chin goes towards your chest. Inhale, rock it forward, back to your lunge. And then exhale, take your left leg back, tabletop pose. So just slide it back, make your way to tabletop, move your hips, maybe around in circles. And then one cat and cow, lower belly, lift heart. Exhale, press. And then flip the toes, downward facing dog, walk it up. Inhale, hinge forward into plank. Stack shoulders over wrists. So we're in one nice long line here. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lift, back to downward facing dog. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, hinge forward into plank. Really draw all your energy into the midline. Draw your elbows together, press into the mat. Exhale, lift, downward facing dog. Last one. Inhale, back to plank. See if you can engage a little bit more. Activate your legs, activate your belly, activate your arms. Exhale, lift back into downward facing dog. Walk it up. Inhale, bring the right leg forward. Plant between hands, lower the left leg. Low lunge. Inhale, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, take your hips back, walk your hands back with you. Half Hanuman, half splits. Inhale, forward, low lunge. Exhale, bring your right leg back, tabletop. Hands go forward, inhale, hinge. Exhale, lower belly down to your mat, forehead goes down. Hands next to your side ribs, inhale, press up, cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, one more cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press all the way up. Flip the toes, downward facing dog. Walk it up. Inhale, left leg goes forward, in between the hands, lower right leg down. Take the shoulders back, feel the pose first. And then inhale here, exhale, take your hips back. Half Hanuman. Chin goes towards your chest. Now that left hip wants to dip, so lift the left hip so your hips are still squared to your mat. And then inhale, rock it forward, back to your lunge. Feel the lunge first. Exhale, take your left leg back to tabletop. Adjust your hips. Hands go forward. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, lower belly down to your mat, lower forehead. This time, place your hands behind you, interlace them. Half locust. Inhale, roll the shoulder heads back, lift the head, lift the chest. So want your neck nice and long, squeeze the shoulder blades, and breathe, engage belly for 3, for 2, for 1. Nice and slow. Take yourself all the way back down. One more time, this time with your legs. Inhale, let's lift the chest, lift the legs at the same time, full locust. Squeeze into your shoulder blades, lift from your inner thighs, lift them up. And then exhale, roll down, bring your hands next to your side ribs, press yourself up, flip the toes, downward facing dog, hips go up. 2 breaths. And then inhale, let's lift your heels. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Walk your feet towards your wrists. Forward folds. First forward fold, bend your knees. Maybe grab opposite elbows if that's calling to you. Place your hands down if that's calling to you. Really, any pose here feels good to your body. Honor that. Switch the grip if you're in ragdoll. A few more cycles of breath here. And then release the hands. Start to roll the body all the way to standing pose. Samasthiti. Lift the gaze, roll the shoulders back. Bring your feet to hip width distance. Inhale, bring the arms to the sky. Gaze at the arms. Exhale, hands into heart center, and then fold. Inhale to half lift. Gaze forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to roll the body all the way up, back to standing. Bring the arms to the sky, gaze at the hands. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, bring the arms to the sky. Exhale to fold. Inhale, out of Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands go forward. Feet walk back, downward facing dog. Inhale to right leg lifts, three-legged dog. So square your hips, big toe turns in, and then start to lower your left heel towards the earth. Take your shoulder blades down your back, and then bring your ribs in towards your belly button. And then now bend your right heel towards your hip and stack open your hip. Right armpit wants to open, wrap your right armpit, wrap it towards your mat, keeping your shoulders square. Back to three-legged, and then knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale all the way through, setting up for warrior one. Right foot plants, left heel spirals down, heel to heel alignment, or a little bit wider, and then lift all the way up. Sink into your right knee, stacking right knee directly over your right ankle. Take your shoulder blades down and draw the belly in, lifting your hip bones to the sky. Beautiful. Take an inhale here. Take an exhale. And then frame your right foot. Take your right foot back to plank. Lower halfway chaturanga or modified. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side, lift the left leg up. Squaring the hips first. So big toes turned in. Really activate your inner thighs, activating everything towards the midline. And then bring your left heel towards your hips, stack your hips, scorpion pose. Lower your right heel towards the earth just a little bit more. Bring yourself back to three-legged, and then knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, warrior one. Inhale to rise. Exhale to settle in. Wrap your right hip towards the front of your mat. Stack arms directly over your shoulders. Beautiful. Take an inhale here. Take an exhale. And then frame your left foot. Take your left leg back. Plank. Lower halfway chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk it out. And then tiptoe or walk your feet towards your wrists. Forward fold. And then inhale to rise. Bring yourself back to standing pose. Lift the arms. Interlace the thumbs, like so. Feet are hip width distance. And then take an inhale to lift. Exhale, we're going to take it to the right side. So bending to the right. Anchor in your left heel. Inhale to center. Exhale, bend it to the left. Anchor in your right heel. Inhale back to center. Keep your hands together. Keep your thumbs together. And then soft bend in your knees and just start to hinge forward. So you're making your back nice and flat. Draw your navel in and holding here for 3, for 2, and then 1. Bring your hands down to the earth, forward fold. Inhale to half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to fold. Inhale to plank. And then exhale, lower belly all the way down to the earth. Hands go behind you, interlace them. Inhale, lift to locust pose, gaze forward, squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your inner thighs. And then exhale, lower, hands go next to your side ribs. Inhale, press all the way up, open your knees, and then take your hips back, child's pose. Inhale, bring yourself to your tabletop. We'll move around just a little bit here. And then press into your left hand. Take your right heel back. And then putting all your weight into your left hand, your left foot will just move slightly outside of your mat, and then lift your right hand. Lift. So modified side plank. Yes. Now take your right hand and bring it forward. Spell your right pinky down. So you're in this one long line. Perfect. And then gaze underneath your right shoulder. Press into your left hand. Awesome, guys. And then bring yourself back up. Lift your right hand. Bend your right heel. And then grab your foot. Top of your foot with your right hand, and then open the chest. Get into your right quad. One more inhale here, and then exhale, release. Bring your right hand down, bring your right foot down, keep your leg nice and long, and then press into your right heel. And then take your right knee back. Other side, left leg lifts. So big toes turned in first. Engage your belly. Press into your mat with your hands. And then lean towards your right hand. Lean into your right knee. Pivot your right foot just outside your mat slightly. And then lift the left hand towards the sky. So heel is in alignment with your hip. Left hand is reaching all the way to the sky. And then we want to bring the left hand forward, spiral the pinky towards the earth. So in this nice long line, we feel that stretch. And then breathe into your left side ribs. And then take your left hand back towards the sky. Bend your left heel towards your hip. Grab your foot for that quad stretch. Maybe you give yourself a little bend in the back for an arch. Gaze can be towards your hand or towards the ceiling. One more inhale here. And then exhale, nice and slow release. Left hand goes down towards your mat, left knee. And then open your knees just a little bit wider. We'll go into puppy pose, so hands go forward. And then just start to melt your heart. Melt your heart towards the earth. Forehead can go down, chin can go down. Rest your head on a block if that feels good to you. And keep your belly activated, your core still activated in this pose. Feel a stretch in the shoulders. Inhale, softly come up, walk your hands back in, and then flip your toes, downward facing dog. Walk it out. Inhale, right leg lifts, and then open, stack your hip. Bring yourself back to three-legged, and then knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, warrior two. Plant the right foot forward, spiral the left heel, heel to arch alignment this time, and then open the arms, gaze over your right hand. Open your hips, and then stack your right knee over your right ankle. Inhale to reverse, flip the right palm and lift. Exhale, back to warrior two. Take your shoulder blades down. One more inhale here. On your exhale, cartwheel the arms down. Left hand goes down to your mat. Lift your left heel, right hand twists. Open the right arm. Draw the navel in. Keep your left hip lifted in this pose. One more inhale. Exhale, take the right hand down and then straighten the right leg. Modified pyramid. One more inhale. One more exhale. And then take the right leg back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged. And then open, stack your hip. Back to three-legged, knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink into your pose. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Breathe. Take your shoulder blades back. Nice. One more inhale here. Exhale, spiral the hands down. Right hand plants, left heel lifts, left hand lifts. Lift your right hip, keeping your hips nice and squared. Engage your belly. And then exhale, left hand frames left foot. Straighten the left leg, pyramid pose. One more inhale. And exhale. And then float your right foot forward, bringing your right foot next to left. Big toes together, sliver in the heels apart, chair pose. Bring the arms up and then sink your hips back. Navel's drawn in, sink a little deeper, and breathe for 3, for 2, for 1, lift and rise. Exhale, hands into heart center. Inhale, bring your right knee lift into 90-degree angle, and then take your right ankle on top of your left thigh. So we are in this figure 4 pose. And you can remain here. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can start to sink your hips back. Hands stay in heart center. Start to sink your hips back if that feels good to you. Getting into our hips. Inhale to rise. Lift the right leg back up. And then exhale, right foot lowers. And then walk it out. Other side, lift the left leg, 90-degree angle. Left ankle goes on top of your right thigh. Option 1, you can remain here. Option 2, start to sink your hips and then lower your hips. So you're sitting back into your heel of the right leg. Just like in our chair pose. Activating our legs. Hands in heart center for balance. And breathing here. And nice and slow coming out of it. Nice and slow, press into your right foot, straighten the right leg, lift the left knee, and then walk it out. Inhale, the arms lift to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, hands to heart center and down. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale to plank. Lower half leg, Chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. And then inhale, bring yourself to plank pose. Hold your plank. Bring your knees down to your mat. And then lower belly all the way down to the earth. Forehead goes down, chest goes down. And then we want to lengthen our left arm from left shoulder. So nice and long, like so. Right hand goes into your chest. Now take your left cheek towards your mat. Inhale, lift your right leg, and then press into your right hand. Flip your right foot over your left thigh, and then open your hips. Broken wing pose, and we're getting into the left shoulder here. Nice and slow, start to bring your hips back down towards your mat. And then switching sides, bring your left hand towards your chest, and then your right hand extends from your right shoulder. Right cheek goes to your mat. Inhale, lift from your inner left thigh, and then flip. Press your left hand into the mat. Flip your left foot over your right thigh. Nice and slow, start to take your left hip back towards your mat. Bring both hands next to your side ribs. And then slowly start to press up to your knees. Bringing yourself back to a tabletop pose. And then bring your hips down towards your mat. Your legs will stay straight. And then we'll go into a forward fold. So whenever you're ready, just start to walk your hands towards your toes, your ankles, and then release the back of your neck into your forward fold. Inhale, walk your hands and lift your chest. And then plant your feet on your mat. We're going to take the left heel towards the right hip. So just bring your foot towards the right hip so you're bending your knee. And then the right foot will go on the outside of your left thigh. So you're in this leg crossing pose. Yes. And then bring your right hand behind your right hip. Inhale, lift the left arm. Exhale, bend your left elbow and then bring it on the outside of your right thigh. So we're going to inhale, lift the chest, exhale, twist. If that's too much for you, you can always just hug your right knee. So you can wrap your arm around your right knee and then gaze over your right shoulder. So two different options here. And keep drawing the navel in on your inhale. And then exhale, twisting towards the right shoulder. And then gently release, undo your twist. And then bring your feet forward in front of you. We'll do one windshield wiper, so fingertips towards your hips. Open your feet just a little wider. Dip them to the right. And then dip them to the left. Walk your feet back in towards your mat. And then take your right heel towards your left hip. And then your left foot will cross and go on the outside of your right thigh. Left hand will go behind your left hip. Inhale, lift the right arm towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend your elbow, bend your arm. Wrap your right elbow on the outside of your left thigh. Inhale, straighten the spine and lift. Exhale, twist, gaze over left shoulder. And then slowly unwind, bring yourself back to center. We'll do another windshield wiper, so open the legs, and then move about freely in your windshield wiper. Walk your feet back in, and then lift your legs, going into boat pose or Navasana. You can hug your thighs for a modified version, or you can lift your palms and lift your chest. You can try to straighten one leg or straighten the other if you want full expression. And then keep drawing the navel in, lifting the chest, lifting the crown. Beautiful. And we'll breathe here for 3, for 2, and for 1, nice and slow. We're going to lower our bodies all the way down to the earth. Taking your time to bring your body all the way back, and then take both knees into your chest and just hug your knees, massage your lower back. And then lift your heels to the sky, legs up the wall pose. So stack your ankles over your hips and just let them hang. Your hands will go next to your sides. And then you want to bend your knees in towards your armpits, setting up for our happy baby. Wrap your hands on the outside of your feet or grab your ankles. And then start to lift your heels towards the sky and then draw your tailbone towards the earth. So we're really feeling the compression in our back and our whole spine nice and straight. The knees can go open a little wider if you want a little wider, happy baby. If you want to straighten the legs or alternate straightening or rocking, go into your version. And then start to bring your knees back into your chest and give yourself another final hug. Maybe bring your chin towards your knees. A nice tight bowl. One more inhale here. And then exhale. Bring yourself all the way into Shavasana pose. So lowering your body, straightening the legs, opening them just a little bit wider than your mat. Squeezing your shoulder blades together and lifting your chest so your back ribs are on your mat. And then you can open your palms for receiving. You place your palms towards the earth for grounding. Once you arrive, just deepen your breath and bring it into your body. And then exhale, audible exhale, just let the breath go. And then natural breaths into the body. And just release any tension that you have anywhere in the body. If you notice any tension, just bring your breath to that tension point and release, relax. I want every body part completely relaxed here. And still remaining completely present in our practice. You can remain in your Shavasana as long as you like. If you're ready to begin or start the day, take a deep breath in and a deep exhale. And then roll to your right or left side body in a fetal position. And then keeping the eyes closed, gently start to press yourself and lift yourself all the way to a seated pose. Placing your hands on your knees, and we'll take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Bring your hands into heart center. Thank you for honoring your practice and sharing it with me and with everyone here in this practice and this journey. Namaste. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thanks, Jen.
Hi. Thanks.
That was perfect. Thank you.
It was really perfect. It was very nice.
Thank you, guys.
It
Thanks,
was
Jen. Good to
perfect.
see you. Thanks, Nikolai. Good to see you.
Thanks, Maria.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful day.
You too.